I call
Call to order for the Commission for the Aging. Roger? Oh, roll call. I'm going right past that call to order. Roll call, Roger.
Here.
Ann. Here. Jerry. Here. Okay, and Tina's here. And our guest, Mary Ellen.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Approval of the minutes of June 17. Does anybody have any additions or corrections? No, other than that, can I have approval of the minutes for June 17? Somebody make a motion? I'll make a motion. Okay, second? Second.
Abstain
Same?
when you vote, sorry. I wasn't here, so I'm not gonna vote.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
can't.
Yeah. Okay, we have no audience of citizens.
Well, you still have to vote on the minutes.
Yeah.
You have a motion and a
Yes,
second.
Motion to approve.
We got that. We got the second.
Second.
So
All
all in favor of the minutes.
Abstain.
So 3-0-1.
Minutes are approved,
Or minutes are approved 3-0-1.
yes, I was gonna say we have to do a count. Okay, Senior Center Directors Report. Tina?
No audience of
No audience of citizens.
Currently, we have a membership registered members, 1,340 registered members in my senior center. It is an increase of 28 new members since our June meeting. This month is National Senior Center Month. This year's theme is Powered by Connection. We have a number of special programs scheduled this month. We had that Elder Justice with Connecticut Attorney General William Tong. We have our state reps, Donna Beach and Jack Fazzino coming, and they're gonna be presenting about what's going on in the legislature having to do with the aging community. We have a music appreciation program. We had a pour painting class, and we have our one of our favorite groups, the Elderly Brothers. Tomorrow, they're gonna be here to perform. Our congregate meals, our Monday and Tuesday lunches are going well. Today we had Grandma's Pizza from Sliceworks with salad and ice cream cone. Tomorrow we've got a hamburger, cheeseburger, fries, juice box, and apple from Zach's Burgers. Sponsorship to subsidize the meals it went well. I still have funds to cover the meals until the end of September. They're enjoying the meals being served. We're trying to do a variety of meals from different restaurants in town. But we will be going back to RW Solutions, formerly known as CW Resources Congregate Meals, as of Monday, October 7th.
So you're ending the other?
Yeah, that was the plan.
October 7th.
Be a nice break
Yes.
for you.
Yes. Yes, that was the plan. They had told me that they did not have the funding and that they would get new funding as of October 1st. So that we could go back to our full week of lunches from,
But could we get somebody else or are we tied into them?
we're tied into them.
It's part of the statewide elderly nutrition
We
program.
don't pick the elderly nutrition provider, the North Central Area Agency on Aging does. They get the bids, they accept the bids, and they place,
Based on area.
right?
Can anybody say good, bad?
Oh, yeah, you could let them know, but they're still not gonna know.
Oh, you could offer additional,
But there's not that many.
right, but I mean, if you wanted to continue what you were doing, you could do that on top. You know, it's not. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, in answer to hers, no, you can't get rid of them, but you could offer additional meal choices independently from that. Just requires a lot more work on
Right.
staff's part.
Yeah.
But didn't they say at
And
the
money.
council meeting, well, didn't they say at the council meeting to go ask for more money?
Yeah, Board of Finance member in the audience basically said, we'll just come and ask. So it's something we could look into during budget season, putting more money in, but also hiring that
Staff.
part-time program person to do it. So,
Because it
I wouldn't
is,
wait till budget season.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be competition for the meals that we have? How would you do that?
yeah,
the congregate meals,
it would be competition.
You wouldn't have them on the same day, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could, I mean, if
You
people
could.
don't want them, then what, I mean, they'll eventually
could.
not offer them here. It would happen, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
unless you look to just continue doing Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't think
but we would need,
you need staff. Yeah,
yeah. I can't.
You'd have to
continue
have somebody to help, right?
Right.
and you'd have, and you'd have to have the funding.
Right, we'd have to have the funding.
Yeah.
I was blessed because people donated money to subsidize, so I didn't have to go to the town.
And you got the restaurants to give you a special price.
Well, I worked with them about smaller portions, lower price.
Yeah, so that, they might not always
Right.
be willing to do that.
So they're gonna be gone as of October first.
Yes, no.
No,
Seven.
October seventh.
October,
October 7th, we'll go
October
back to
7th.
CW 5 days a week.
right. October 1st will be the last restaurant meeting. Unless,
Yeah.
somebody comes up with staff and additional money to continue.
They said the meals were delicious though on Monday and Tuesday. But that's a lot more work for you,
Yeah.
you know, it
So.
adds another whole level to your job, you know?
Yeah. Since January, regarding our transportation, we have transported 180 riders. To 128 different locations, provided 6,039 duplicate one-way trips.
Just, is the 6,039 duplicated one-way trips for just January or for the year?
No, for the year. From January to now,
Since, got it,
we have provided 6,039.
got it.
And, you know, and at times. We've had to deny people rides. Because we just don't have the capability. Whether it be we're down drivers, our vehicles are in the garage. Or we normally have 3 drivers on a day. So, and sometimes it's not possible to do, because we have increased our service here. To Cromwell, Weathersfield, Rocky Hill, Newton, Farmington, Plainville, Southington, Meredith,
That's a lot of
yeah, so,
ground to cover.
right, and transportation is a tricky science. Trying to, because we develop the routes for our drivers. So it's planning out. Where the rider lives versus, okay, they gotta get to here by 10 o'clock. And then this rider's gotta go at this time, okay, maybe that one can't take it with them. So it's a hard thing, transportation.
Do you use any software to help?
Yeah. Yeah, we use my senior center.
That does the routing?
No,
No. Do you use anything to help route it?
no, I have not heard of any kind of routing software.
MapQuest has a router. Doesn't cost anything, like fire. You can upload addresses and stops.
I'll have to look into that.
Help you.
Okay.
Any status on the new ban?
Okay, so that was the next thing that's going on. I wasn't on here because I forgot to include it, because I got interrupted, KKPC, as I was doing my report. We have a new bus. It was the bus that the town found the funds.
Yep.
Through the
Ooh.
garage.
Yeah, Jimmy had some money in his
Finance.
fleet budget.
I had some money that I gave them to buy the bus. So the bus is. I don't know if it's on the road though currently, because there was an issue with the bus.
Yeah,
And it had to go to the garage.
It's a brand new one, right?
yeah, it's brand new. And it came and it went on the road for a day or two.
Yes,
And then we were gonna keep it on the road until the imaging appointment was coming, which is where they put the Berlin Senior Center letters on the bus, because that was like 3 weeks after we got it or whatever.
right,
But then there was an issue, so it was taken off the road. I don't know if it's back on.
yeah, It was,
It was was it air conditioning?
no, it wasn't air conditioning. I thought it was something with transmission.
I thought it was air conditioning, but I,
No.
Making a noise.
It was a noise. I think it was transmission.
oh,
And
okay.
you have to remember our 2021 too, when we had gotten that and after it being on the road, I think it was a year, they had to put in rebuild the motor. And so it was off the road for a while.
It's the same, you can model, is that one?
Yeah, it's a Ford.
Yeah,
They go through Matthews
Matthews
Bus.
buses.
buses. So they did not get rid of, so we had,
And
Bus-
Jimmy's good. He'll go after Matthews.
Yeah.
He'll make sure that, it's not coming out of town budget or
Right.
anything,
let's
Okay,
go.
but
but it's
maybe
just,
something changed my thinking model.
unfortunately, Matthew Buses is the
But
state
it's not-
contract.
It's not up to us,
Yeah.
it's up to Jimmy.
Yeah.
But we now have two experiences of them not
Yeah.
producing a vehicle.
No,
so
I don't
throw them
disagree.
out,
Right.
Go anything
Yeah.
you want,
Right.
basically.
Um,
Nothing's
But-
gonna happen for another 20 years.
Was it resolved? Is it
so
back
bus
up?
one is the.
We did apply for
2021
another one.
bus. Okay, bus two was the new bus that came this summer. Bus three is the van, but they never got rid of the old bus two, which was the Red Cross bus. So they kept it, so we've been able to use that, but sometimes the lift does not work on time. So.
But they're not gonna spend money to fix that lift because the plan is to get rid of
Right.
that bus once the new one is up
Right.
and running regularly.
And the van has a lift. But it can only handle so much weight. So.
You can't handle like the big electronic
Right,
wheelchairs.
Wheelchairs.
Right.
It could maybe handle a person with a walker or a cane, but it can't handle
Like
pretty much
wheelchairs,
the
like
wheelchair.
Vicky
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Vicky's,
yeah.
it's too heavy.
So they use the van for like. More like one-on-one rides, and they have reconstructed the van, so it's only has 5 seats in it. So, and we also have the grant out for the 5310 for another bus to replace the van.
Oh,
Okay, so that was, I did that in May,
April-ish,
April,
yeah.
yeah, April and May. So we're waiting to hear.
We don't know that we'll get that because we did get it a few years ago. And the town did just fund us for a new bus. So if they look at those statistics,
Well, hopefully they can.
yeah. it's-
so they're
Because some
limiting you
centers-
Because.
They don't limit you. It's just that if they're looking at 20 applications and there's a
Right.
group in there that hasn't gotten a new bus in
Right.
20 years, they're gonna favor them.
Some centers that do apply every year or whatever. Because you have to, the bus either has to be a certain age and certain
Yep.
mileage on it. In order to replace it, in order to apply. So hopefully, we get that. Then we'll have 3 newer vehicles. So, and possibly at that, we can maybe have 4 vehicles on the road at a time. With the amount of rides that we're providing. So. And people do appreciate it and it's free. There is no cost. Um. And the priorities are medical transportation. And the priority is getting people to their appointments on time. The return ride, sometimes it has, they might have to wait, but usually it's not that big. So. As you all know, we were named a winner of the National Council on Aging, National Institute Senior Center Program of Excellence Award. We were named one of the 7 total senior centers, going above and beyond to provide older adults in the communities with helpful resources and opportunities to prevent social isolation. The awards are judged by a panel of peers and NIST affiliate members. There are 7 categories. We won with our visit with the Transition Academy Friends. So we're 1 of 7 in the country.
There's the 7 categories.
There's
There's one in
other,
each category awarded, or there's 7 in each category?
no, 1,
So there's only 7 awards. total
Right.
now,
right,
In 7 different categories.
right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
No, that's
So-
all right. So it's, I mean, it's even more elite than.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
It's a big deal.
So, we received a certificate, we got $100 cash award, and I also, was invited to be a panelist on their NCOA Program of Excellence webinar, which I did, my first webinar, with, some high aging folks, Nancy Henkin, she had a PhD. She's a senior fellow, Freda Johnson, who's Director of Engagement, and Heather Marriott was a program specialist for the Center for Healthy Aging. So that was interesting. Had to provide a picture of myself, a bio, had to write up a little. Yeah, so that was my first webinar.
Yeah.
And of course, I couldn't get my camera to work.
Ah.
Cause you, like, when somebody else was speaking, they were on camera and everybody else was. And then, so then my camera was supposed to go on when I was speaking, but I could not get it. So they only got to see my bio. I thought it was a great honor for us.
I think
Um,
it is.
absolutely.
That
You know,
certainly is. And what a good experience for you. too.
Right, and also for the transition academy too.
Any idea how many applications they get?
No, I didn't ask, so.
That'd be
Other
curious.
centers from Connecticut have gotten it, Groton, Colchester won, they won for their marketing. Patty Watts, down in Colchester, yeah, in different categories, so.
This year or other?
Other years,
Yeah.
Cheshire, it was Cheshire and Berlin this year from Connecticut. And then the other ones were from throughout the United States.
And that included the transition.
Yeah, that's what I entered, our intergenerational program with the Transition Academy. And how it started and how it has blossomed and how now we not only work with them in the intergenerational, but also we work with the Interact Club at the high school, the Upbeat Club, the History Honor Society. And then there was that other group, remember, I don't know if you did when they did World Autism Day, I think it was, and we decorated the socks cookies. That was another group from the high school. So, and now we've had somebody else reach out from the high school. She is like a job coordinator, kids at careers, and if she has a student that's interested in a career path to like aging field, then we're gonna work with her and the kids. So,
I think that career program is wonderful.
so the intergenerational programs, we're working with the different groups, has been successful, so. Any questions?
Good job, Chief.
Good job, that's really good. A lot going on and that's good, you know? Do you put some of that in, is it too much to put it on the phone with you,
Well, yeah, because I have to try and keep it,
short?
yeah, because everybody says that their answer machine only goes so long. So I try to keep it
Yeah,
3
that's
minutes
true.
or under.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
I hope that out, too.
Yeah,
But there's so much that you're doing and it would be
Right.
good to have people. I'm sure you're gonna put it in the newsletter, but you know.
which I did put out about our program award.
Yeah, that went all over
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, that was on social media. I am, though, I have to say, I'm disappointed in the time.
I think Arosh had it on his monthly report and then that meeting went 3 hours long. And then by the next meeting, he just didn't have it on anymore.
Right, but I'm saying even for the town council,
Oh, yeah.
because they all got it.
Oh, you sent it to them to talk.
When we got awarded it.
Yeah.
We forwarded it to the town manager and the town council. And
Yeah.
I thought that there would be some kind of recognition for the center from the town. Council, the mayor, the town administration. And there wasn't. There was more from the community.
Yeah. When we posted it on social media and it got shared,
It was from the
there's
community.
a lot of
It was-
feedback.
That's very accomplished and I think that's a
Right.
wonderful thing.
Right. Right, but, yeah, that was my only disappointment. Jan recognized it, or Rose sent me an email, but there was nothing from. And I know they've honored other
Yeah.
departments when they've received
Yeah.
accolades, so, that was my only disappointment, that's okay.
Well, you've got good recognition
Right.
anyway now.
Yes.
Good, yes.
Yeah.
So-
Public's what matters anyway.
Right, true,
That's it, team?
yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Senior housing and
Lisa is doing, she's become the contact from our building for this housing authority. She's doing it from home. She doesn't want to go to the meetings at the building. And she's refused to take the keys, so I guess now if anyone has a problem, they get locked out, they have to get a police officer over. Let them in, but the guys are nice. They've been coming very easily, so.
So
Sound okay.
what is her, like, she's a liaison?
I guess.
Like a
well, you know
resident
how- you
liaison?
know how Sandy used to be on
Okay.
the board. So I guess Lisa is now on the board,
Okay,
but she's doing the meetings.
all right.
But she lives here?
Yes. Yeah, see, it was supposed to be, we were supposed to have a resident that
Right.
lived there on the board. And they couldn't fill it, nobody wanted it. So it's time that she take it.
Well, I'm glad she did.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
It's
It's important to have that.
they also, and at the last meeting, when she was there, it's when they had this one, they discussed, they're going to rehab our building, from what I'm told. They're out looking for a grant now. And they're gonna work on it. They figure it may take at least 3 years. In the meantime, I don't know if they're going to start working on the roof. I think if they were smart, they wouldn't do the rug until after they do the rehab,
Yeah,
because you're just gonna be tracking stuff back and forth on the rug to drag the materials in to clean, to do the apartments.
Thought they did
They did our roof,
yeah.
oh,
they did the side of the roof.
They did their side of the roof, not ours.
They have leaks over. it.
Yes, we do. Also, we have ceiling panels falling from the sky. I've taken some pictures. Sharon in 19, I think she's 18 or 19. She's now in the hospital again. She has bad infections and she swears it was the mold in her apartment. And she has a severe mold problem, so supposedly that's what she says. I didn't go in to look at it. I've had some mold in my toilet. And in my floor around my toilet. My son told me what to get, so I went and got it. I used vinegar a couple of weeks ago and that cleaned it up some, but it keeps
Mhm.
coming back. My son told me to get something called mold armor. He said it works fantastic. He says, put it anywhere you got mold, spray it or put it down the toilet. Clean it up, so I guess we're gonna work on it ourselves since they don't seem too interested in what we have. I don't know if she's coming back. See, we have had a huge change.
Yeah,
We have had like 5 or 6 people in now.
yeah.
We now have 2 new residents, most of them in their 30s.
What was that?
Both of them are very,
their eighties,
well, not
what did you say?
2 new residents.
What'd
They
you
just
say?
came in the last month. or
Oh,
so.
okay.
Are they seniors or?
Yes, no, there's a 30-year-old young woman. So she's in her 30s, and we have a 30-year-old young man, young fellow, he has a nice kitty called Millie. They're just not,
They have to be
Live alone.
disabled, right? Yeah.
well, they're emotionally
Qualified.
disabled, I would have to say. Not, he is strong, he picked up his recliner and carried it in his apartment.
Jeez.
He looks very physically fit.
Did any seniors come in too, or just the two?
I haven't seen any. Most of, well, no, hey, don't get me wrong, there are some residents that to me do not look like seniors. But they could be in their 60s. I guess that's what Gene is. He's in his 60s. I don't know what Sandy is. She doesn't, to me, she doesn't look like she's 60.
I don't know who's seen-
And nobody wants to tell you. I suppose I could go up and look them up online, but. I don't think that's really my job.
Nah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's,
Yeah. I don't know. We have some that aren't doing well. And Jay went down real fast. He was only in this apartment, what, he came in the spring? He had to put sand in. Really bad.
So how many empty apartments are there?
To my way of thinking, I think we only have 2.
Now, will they go to seniors or will they go to,
Whoever's
It's a
on the
lottery.
list.
It's a lottery,
it's a lottery? They don't-
right?
I thought
It's a
they
lottery
changed
from
that
the
now.
list.
I have no idea what they're doing.
It's a lottery from the list.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
We've never gotten a straight answer.
Those other people, but I think.
It's how it's seniors or disabled. So it's whoever comes up on the list.
It's based on how they fund that housing complex.
Yeah.
So if the funds are designated senior and young disabled, they have to then accept elderly and disabled.
Well,
That's
don't
my
they have,
understanding.
certain amount,
No,
No.
you could have all.
you could
just
have all
disabled.
young and
right,
disabled,
that's who's on the
absolutely.
List.
Yep. Yeah.
That's. who's
That will
on the
never
list.
happen. I mean, the likelihood of that happening is probably very low, that they would only be the ones on the list.
Right,
Seniors always.
right.
Because we have
And-
people have to come to me to say they're on the list, but they don't.
Right, and we had,
Is the decision making, the process they use to
Right.
determine who is eligible on the list to be in the lottery and how they choose the lottery. To me, it doesn't make any sense and it doesn't sound, I mean,
They're
I,
not, as far as I can tell, I do not think they're doing any vetting at all.
and the problem is
None.
you guys have had Joe here
They
and
can't,
asked numerous questions
So that's what.
and
he
you
said.
haven't gotten answers.
Be
What you
something
need
still
is an
like
you need a
sorry.
group of people to go to a housing authority meeting.
Huh.
So you're not just listening to Joe, you're not just looking at Joe at the meeting, you're looking at the entire board.
Why put those?
That's what
why
needs to
put
happen
stuff
is
down
stop,
on your
stop
list?
bringing him here and go to the housing authority. Where there's a
Maybe.
group of individuals.
I don't know.
I think they're like, I just tried looking them up on the town Facebook
is
page.
that a mistake?
So the mystery is the process.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Your different stories.
do you know Sanders' last?
But they've
name?
only asked Joe
Sanders'
when
last
he's
name?
been here. You have to go to the rest of the
Stop.
board at the housing
Okay,
authority
yeah,
meeting
yes.
and see what everyone else is saying.
She is now.
Joe told us when the
Walking around
meetings were, I wanna say like Mondays or Wednesdays,
Yeah.
the first and third, or they're all posted on the town website.
No.
Yeah.
They could be from out of
Ricky was in
state.
Florida before he
Yeah.
came here.
Yeah,
Because we're federally.
federally funded. Yep.
They aren't funded by anybody. They're not funded by the federal. They're
Yes,
not
they
getting
are.
any federal money at all, which is why we don't have anything fixed.
I think
But-
that
but
did when
when
it was
they-
built,
Federal
when
part is
it was
funded.
built,
When it was built and created.
it was
it
built
was
on
built
federal
with
money.
federal funds.
So you
I
have
thought
to
it was
meet
built
those
with state money.
stipulations.
Joe said that
It was
feds
both.
were not. Well, then how did we lose our federal?
I have no idea. You have to ask that to Joe.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
But that's why why they have to accept from out of state. And they do not vet, they do not do. An
They
ISO.
certainly are.
we've had
They-
the
they
same
don't-
conversation in
Why
this
they-
commission meeting
Why-
for years.
Somebody's gotta do something.
You have to get a group of people and go to the housing
Right.
authority meetings.
How many?
However many is gonna make a difference. If
Right.
you go with 5 and you don't get your point across, go to the next meeting with 10 new
Right.
ones who are gonna speak up. Cause then you're not just speaking up to Joe here. It's not just Barbara
Yeah.
asking Joe questions.
Right.
It's a group of seniors that want answers. They
I know,
want
but
details
they
on
do-
how the lottery is
Why
run.
does he give us good
Talk to the
answers?
entire housing authority, not just Joe. Go to their meeting.
No, they have been meeting down in Marjorie Morton.
But I meant here in Berlin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went to a meeting, in June at the
We went together.
Marjorie Moore, yeah.
Mhm.
Is she in apartment 16?
Yeah.
She's 67.
Oh, well, she's older than I thought. Doesn't look it.
But I
From
mean,
what-
people have said to me, I've been on this list forever, they've lived in this town.
Yeah, and that is not a new cry, that's
Right.
not a new complaint, that's not a
Hearing it
new
for years.
situation. The problem is that we have been told as a commission is that the way they choose somebody is they take the list and then they throw all the names in a hat, and a lottery, they draw it out of a hat. And they say that that is the federal rule requirement, which I do not believe it is.
Well, Lisa said something, I said to her, I said, well, they're throwing the names in a hat. Lisa said, no, they're not. They changed
Well,
They did
So I don't know what
change
they
it, Ann,
changed.
because she said that when we went to that meeting.
but they're not picking up the person who's been on the list the longest.
No,
Right.
But Maria.
No, that was
Dupont
made
said,
clear.
And she's the
Which is
manager.
asinine.
Yep.
Remember, she
Yeah.
said, I purged the list, and she said, we changed the system now. And she said it's.
She's not the manager, she's the owner
She's the owner.
of
yes,
DeMarco Man.
Of DeMarco.
Oh,
And
that's-
she was at the meeting I was at,
She's the owner.
and she
Okay.
said, we have changed the list selection. When Ann and I were there.
Yeah, and then we had these two new ones right after she did that, so that's interesting. Ha,
Yeah, that's what she said.
when did she talk to you? Can you remember what time it was?
Well, you and I went to that meeting, it was June 19th.
Oh, okay, so that was
at
way
the-
back
at
then.
the Marjorie
All right,
Ward.
okay.
Yeah.
I guess I missed that part.
and
Well,
she-
they do have a new property manager. Her name is Christine,
Yes.
and then Darlene is the resident coordinator.
Well, I mean, what's his name came in after that? Gene came in after that.
Well, I know
What kind of a-
someone that
But
called
they
me.
don't do
Why are
any,
picking the
they
list?
do not do criminal background checks.
It's crazy, this is ridiculous.
They do
I'm
not.
sorry.
They do,
So the state doesn't
credit
care
and they
if some
do
wacko comes into your apartment.
something
and kills
else. Cause I spoke to her about that. And she said, we do not do, they do credit and something else.
And there's no federal requirement to do that, or?
I know, she
Nobody
didn't say.
knows.
We were having a discussion about, something over there,
you.
Yeah.
Something else.
and she did not like what I said. And she kinda got a little angry with me.
Is Christine,
Yeah,
she the one that came in? And is Christine the one that came in and did inspections? No. that was-
On Wednesday?
No, I don't know.
that was Rose. They fired her.
Oh, they
Oh,
fired.
that was wrong.
They
Yeah,
had
they fired
Liz,
her.
after Mary Cunningham left, they hired Liz. Liz got fired.
Yes.
Then they hired Rose. Then they fired Rose.
And the new girl we have seems very
That's
nice. I
Christine.
think
She's
really nice.
right, she
And she
did,
seemed considerate. and
called
was
me and
willing to listen
introduced
to the
herself.
complaints. And we met her outside, we sat around outside on a nice day last week.
I would take her in the moldiest apartment there is. I'd sit there.
Well, I know they changed the list, cause I had someone call me and I said, oh, don't hold your breath because there's a long, long list. Before you know it, he's moving in 2 weeks. He became number 8 on the list, and when I checked with Joe, he said they purged the list.
Where is he?
Purged it.
Oh,
How,
by the
how did they
police station?
purge?
Behind
Yeah,
Marjorie
well,
Marville.
they probably said, okay, we have so many open apartments. Okay, let's see, do you want an apartment? Maybe that person doesn't, or they move down to the bottom of the list,
Yeah.
like that.
Well, that was what they were
Cause you
supposed to
get,
be doing.
supposedly you get one chance to say,
No.
no, I'm not ready, and you go to the bottom of the list.
And
And
some
then,
people
and then
were-
when you make your way to the top again, you have to say yes or you're
But
off.
that isn't the way it's been explained to
No,
us
it's-
at all.
No,
That's how it was explained to me,
When? How recent?
no, a while ago.
Since this June meeting,
Wow.
she said they changed the system,
Procedure.
yeah.
I mean, my definition of purge means they got rid of everybody that was on it and started a new list. That would be a purge.
No, he said they just went down, some people moved, some people died, some
They
they
just
just
went over the list.
Yeah,
Some people went across the
So it's
highway
not a
there,
purge, it's an update.
Okay, updated the list, it makes a
Yeah.
little more sense.
yeah. that's
right,
what they-
because
Can't have that.
you've lost a lot of residents from next door have either passed away or have moved to other facilities.
That's what they said, yes, that's why they had now.
I could think of probably 5.
I know we lost at least 5 or
Yeah.
6.
How do
Not
you
all of
think
them,
that's
but there
fair?
weren't very many that
Wow.
moved out.
The way
There's
they're
only
doing
like
it, how
3
do
or
they
2
think
that
that's
moved out.
fair?
According to them, they're following what the guidelines were
Right.
set. When they federally, yeah,
By who? What federal? Are they,
Federal housing.
federal
Yes.
housing.
is it people from Connecticut or?
No, it's the federal
No,
government,
federal will be
federal government housing
Authority.
authorities guidelines and rules that they say to follow. But nobody has been able to verify if that is
Right.
actually true or not.
And like I said, the only questions that have been asked to Joe in this meeting. There's other people on the Housing Authority Board. They just voted Joe in for another 3 years, I think I heard. So it's, all the
Good.
conversations have happened here. It needs to happen at the Housing Authority meetings. Have people
Right.
other than Joe hear you.
Right, and you go to that first meeting, and that's when he asked that not only is Joe present, but Maria
Well, Maria. was there.
DeMarco,
Yes,
owner of the management
Right.
company.
Go there, talk about the mold, talk about,
Right,
everything.
Because if you go on Connecticut statutes, there is requirements for landlords and tenants in housing.
Well-
Where can I find that?
and
I will tell you tomorrow, I have it written down,
I would love that.
because it goes over different situations.
Yeah.
Like
I
bed
think-
bugs and other things, and what the landlord is required to do
Okay.
by
That's
law.
what we need.
And if you do nothing, then nothing gets done.
No, and then they're in contempt of the law.
Right, and then they.
There's
can be
five,
fine.
there's
Right,
5 people
so-
on the board.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've worked through some of the chores that I had, and I tried to lighten my load. I'm going to try to spend more time on it. I've had some health problems, so I'm sort of backing off and going forward, trying to get myself straightened out.
I'll give you that info.
Yeah, any info can help, and,
Okay.
if you could just write down how I get on the website to watch that, the housing and the town council.
Housing does not
Give me-
record
just
their
give me
move.
the script of what I gotta put in my computer. They
Housing
don't-
Authority does not record their meetings.
Huh?
Housing Authority doesn't record their meetings.
They didn't record their meetings, they
No.
had people that were watching them, Lisa watches it.
The Housing Authority
Thought
meetings?
so. Yeah, I was sitting there, they had a screen up there and they were talking,
The last I heard, they didn't record their meetings.
when I went, when I went with you, didn't they have
Yeah.
the screen in the back? And the guy spoke from the screen, so
Okay,
Yeah, so they're not recording it, but they're
he may
video,
not be.
they're online live.
yeah, you can, if
Lisa.
you don't watch it live, you're not gonna catch it, basically.
Yeah, all right. No, because you can pick up the transcript, they can give the transcript to the town, and you can pick up the transcript of what was said from that town hall.
18.
So he said that I was.
I felt that she was very forthcoming.
They meet on
Maria DeMarco,
Wednesdays.
When she,
I like her, yeah.
yeah, she, if you asked her a question, she was very honest about it, you know?
Well, she dropped the ball.
So the next meeting
Well, I
is
can
October
see that it's
16th.
not Mark's fault, the way things are. They are not going to come in and fix your building unless you're paying them to do it. They are a manager, not the owner.
Right.
It's different when the building is owned by a company and they're required to keep it up.
Right, but they're considered the landlord.
When is their next meeting, Jen?
Because where do your rents go?
Wednesday, October 16th at 5 o'clock.
Berlin Housing Authority.
Right, which then goes to.
It looks like, it looks like the
Wow.
3rd Wednesday of the month.
But the rent, Joe's already said our rents aren't enough to fix anything. They come in, they'll come in and they put in, I got a new faucet. Love it.
Let me see if I have a
I was
sweatshirt.
thinking all they had to do was put it in the washer, but they decided they'd replace the whole thing. They've been coming and putting in things, they put in new ceiling lights for me and. It was very nice and put in a light on the wall and I've been in my living room, which has been not working for quite a while, so I was happy to have that. Except it looks like something from the funeral parlor. It's a good light. So, yeah, they are doing
Alright.
the things that absolutely have to be done.
The bare minimum.
But you start talking about replacing floors and stuff like that, they just don't wanna hear it, cause I don't think there's money for it. The
Alright.
building expenses are more than the rent that we're paying.
Well,
Yeah,
you
but-
gotta go to
but-
those meetings.
Keep in mind that they're being your rent is being subsidized.
Right.
So it's not just what you're paying that they're getting for rent.
Wait, no, the way Joe says
They're
that,
being.
from where? Where are they getting money?
Federal
from?
government.
He says no.
Oh,
He
he's-
says our part of it, they're getting plenty. Cause he told us they were getting $1,500 a unit
Yeah,
for Marjorie Moore. And he said we were not getting anything, I swear to God.
Trying to see if I.
that can't.
Either that or I
can't be
can't.
possible. I don't think that can be possible. I mean,
Well,
it's-
he said in a meeting, didn't he say at that meeting that the state had given them money in the beginning? That's what he said. He didn't say federal. He said the state had agreed with them because they didn't want to
Federal
get
and
my
state
HUD.
funds.
They didn't want to get HUD. So the state said they would help them out. And at first the state was giving them money. And at some point, the state decided they weren't gonna give any more.
There's no way, Ann, based on the rents that you pay over there. That they're not getting other money.
I'd like to, where the hell is? Cause he was very adamant about
because
that.
they're basing your rent, your
Well, it's
redetermination
gotta be in their budget.
on your
It's
income
on the town.
and what you're paying for medical.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
well, that's what it would seem
Right.
like.
Right, but if you think about the rent you pay.
Yeah.
and some of the folks around you, if you know, it's nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
I
he
know, my
told
rent is
me
more.
if it costs him $700, say a unit, arbitrary. And the people are only paying $400, he's losing $300 a month on that unit.
Right, but that should be
There's
coming,
no way.
he's right, though, it should be coming from
There's
another
no way.
source.
Still taking the contract, not a good business man.
Well, that's, he's saying with the subsidy, we were talking about subsidy.
But they're also covering their electricity, right? You do
Yeah.
not pay for electricity. They do not pay,
Heat, hot water and electricity.
right?
Residents,
No, no,
oh,
The housing authority.
the housing authority, they just pay rent. Down at Marjorie Moore, they pay rent and their utility, which is electric, that's how they eat. But here, they pay rent and they get their water, they get their electric and they get their heat.
it's because it can't be split off from the rest of them.
I don't know what the thing, I don't know why,
I
but
would bet
that's
that.
how it's always been. So now consider, you're now paying that as well. You're
Well-
paying water, you're paying electric, you're paying for
Right,
air conditioning.
But is housing authority paying water?
Well, we
electric,
pay
utilities?
Air
40 a month,
conditioning.
40
Oh,
a
our
year.
side, we
Yeah,
are.
I was just gonna say that.
So it could be, okay.
Yeah,
Air
I'm not
conditioning,
sure.
She said they're gonna charge $40.
You can FOI their budget. You Put an FOI.
$40 a
request in
month.
there.
$40 a month, for the air conditioning.
But that's
Yeah,
only
they're-
during the summer,
Yeah, and they're gonna propose $50 for next year for the air.
so that's gonna go up. Right now, we're only paying 40 for 3 months.
Yeah,
That's nothing,
I know.
so, but I would just go to your meeting at the housing authority.
I liked going to that meeting. I
Right.
thought it was very informative.
Right, but
The
if
only
you want
thing for me
change, you
is-
gotta go in a big
And
group.
I'm
ask,
sur-
ask for a
you know,
copy of their budget.
Right.
Put a freedom of information request out there for their budget,
I know.
because I don't see it on the town page.
I keep saying I'm gonna.
We can
go,
move
but
on.
They have it on the
Yeah.
night, then I'm up all day long. And when it comes to evening, I'm just,
Are you
Any
done?
other issues there, Ann?
I'm done.
Yep, I'm
Alright,
just
good.
gonna ask you
That's
that.
it.
Okay,
Thanks, guys.
Roger?
You're welcome.
My only two questions that would fall under, senior issues, I guess, is, have we heard or seen anything from the group that was gonna do the video on the community center?
No, they wanted, I talked to Karen after I met with her, and then when the mayor wanted to do the update on the community senior center where he stood a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or a couple months ago now, and now we're waiting to see, because the mayor is asking the Y to come make another presentation. So we kind of want to see where the mayor and the town council are leaning. Karen wants to wait and see where that's kind of falling into on their opinion publicly. So now that they've spoken about us and they're gonna speak about the Y, I think on the October 1st meeting. They're asking the Y to come do a presentation.
They're gonna do it Wednesday, right?
What's Wednesday?
This coming Wednesday.
No.
Why is supposed to appear at this meeting?
Oh, town council tomorrow night? No, the Y couldn't make it to tomorrow's council meeting, so the mayor's asked them to come on October 1st. Yeah. But Karen kind of wanted to see how that was all playing out.
I wouldn't have to wait.
So,
Yeah, I think she should get it done.
yeah, we touched base with her before the last council meeting. We haven't heard from her since. So,
Yeah.
And then
this is
any-
even better.
Yeah, I mean, if she's waiting for them, then it begs to differ what she said why she was doing it. When he asked the question, why are you doing this project?
well, it was something we talked about with her at our meeting of waiting to see what the council was doing, because we also don't want to put out there, look at everything we offer here at the senior center, look at everything we offer here at the community center, and then all of a sudden have people thinking like, well, hold on a second, do we even need a community senior center? So we didn't want to have that shut down before we even had a chance to fight for it. She also went to the town council meeting, and when she was explaining what she wanted to do, she wasn't exactly happy with how the council reacted to it. She got a lot of questions of why she was doing it,
Right,
and I think that deterred her a little bit. So,
well, I mean. I don't blame the council for asking that, why are you doing it now?
right.
I mean, the. community
She's
center-
just started getting involved now that
But-
has more time.
But again, I don't think that was an unfair question, but I think by waiting makes it seem like she's just doing it because she wants a new community center. and whatever, so. Not an informational piece on what we have to
Yeah,
offer.
I can reach out to her and
whatever.
express, yeah, I can express that
I-
concern.
I think it should be something that should still be done. I mean, even if we offer a lot, it's not that we have the space or the facilities to
that,
do.
that we need.
Right.
So, yeah, we're offering a lot, but. We had a facility that had the space that we wanted, then we could be doing a lot more for our citizens.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on, Old Knights property, is there any other movement on that? I've seen it,
From what I heard from Lisa, they haven't been talking at the housing, because it's not really concerning the housing.
right, it's some.
Because as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
This, they.
The
at
town took it
meeting that
over.
I was at, they
Right.
actually gave those people the money. Can't give the name. of
It shows one of the two, right, the two.
Yeah, the town took it over from the housing authority, so it's their project now. The only thing I know of that it's been spoken about is the mayor's video update, what, 2-3 months ago? That's the last I heard about it,
But I thought.
and I don't
well,
even
they put it
remember
out
what that
for-
video said, to
They
be
put it out for
honest.
bid or proposals, they got two back, right?
They picked one,
Three,
they
they picked one.
gave the guy the
The guy
money that
came
night,
there that
right?
night. Yeah, they came
Yeah, they
that night.
gave them
Is it
the
a big
agreement
bag?
that night and gave them the money, gave them the
Well, I don't know if he gave him the money.
the
but-
land, I mean.
Yeah,
the
but
land.
again, I thought it was gonna be a done deal too, but it wasn't. They liked the way what the guy had to say, but then we didn't hear anything more, and then the last meeting we went to, they never mentioned it.
No, they didn't mention it the last meeting.
And I
Yeah,
thought they were supposed to mention it, what they were doing with it.
Yeah,
So that's still in here, obviously.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
but they,
That's
you know,
the
we had thought it
list.
was a
Roger,
done, we
did
thought
you
it was
see
a
that
done deal
video?
at the meeting that we were at.
Of the mayor?
No,
Oh, it's on the senior center Facebook.
Is it on there again?
Yeah, it's there.
Was
I didn't take it off.
I tried to go in there and get it, and I couldn't get it.
I'm pulling it up
What
now.
kind of video?
It's the mayor has been doing video updates on certain things, and a couple months ago, he did one about the senior housing. So I shared it on the town page, and I shared it, and Tina shared it on the Berlin Senior Center page, so you can go there to see it. I honestly, it was,
You know.
It was
all of
months
us
ago, I
don't
don't
live
remember what
by
was said
those
on it.
rules. You have to understand that.
oh, I
Well,
know, that's just, we didn't ask him to do an update, he just did it. I happened to see it while I was posting something on the town page. I noticed it was on senior housing, so I told Tina we should share it, but we had nothing to do with it. It was just something he posted.
Yeah,
But honestly, it was a few months ago. I don't even remember what he said.
Did he ask anyone to have input to that?
No, it was him providing factual information.
it's his update to the.
it was his update
Yeah,
about the
It
housing.
could be updated information by now, too.
yeah, exactly. So you'd have to ask town council the update on
Yeah.
that, because I just
I
don't know.
posted it August 22nd.
Yeah,
Senior housing project. As many of you
I'm
know,
not gonna be able to hear that.
What?
You can't hear that.
I gotta do it, I'll do later.
Can we send that link out?
Yes,
I can't get to it.
I will send it to you. Give me your cell phone. Cell number,
I'll
and I'll
give you
send
mine
it to you.
too.
That is the last
Okay?
I've heard anything about it. No, because you don't want to give that, you don't want to give that on a public meeting.
No, you know.
Okay? Yeah, okay.
I have.
Is that it, Roger?
That's it for me.
Is it Roger? Okay. Kay is absent. She didn't say anything to you, did she, about what? she
I didn't
wanted
talk to her.
I wasn't.
Oh, the
here.
library, she's giving up.
She's giving up the library.
Right, and Gloria, is not continuing either. Gloria just did it for the summer to help Kay, but
Uh-huh,
I did have somebody of interest, but Kay had asked me to hold off
uh-huh.
until after summer. So I'm gonna reach out to the woman that had offered to volunteer, and Gloria is willing to train her,
Mhm.
and then hopefully we'll have a new library volunteer,
Very good.
okay?
Yeah, Kay did tell me she was gonna give that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roger, do you have Facebook?
I'm gonna.
Okay,
go
I can send you the
to,
link.
Jerry, I'm gonna ask you and then I'll go back to my report. Do you have anything, Jerry?
No, I don't have anything, but we did have the two people. Did you say we were gonna have somebody tonight or coming up from the commission for the agent? We need two people that were
We
gonna.
brought him,
Brought 'em?
you sat with us,
Yes, I did. Those were the
Claire.
two people. that
yeah,
was-
Claire and.
Yeah.
And Maureen,
Yep.
It was very interesting, but if I'm mistaken, let me know. We had some money on the table that they gave to somebody else.
No, they didn't do it. The
the
legislature did.
legislature, but how do we get that money back?
You don't,
The legislature gave our money, somebody else,
the ARPA funds,
And use it.
we were gonna use it.
we applied. They did it last minute.
Yeah,
How much money?
60
$1,000?
grand. Yeah, we weren't the only ones
We
affected.
weren't all the only.
They
ones.
did it based on when applications were turned in, even applications that were turned in by the deadline. It was, if somebody turned it in the next day, they got the money. So even applications that were turned in by the grant deadline did not receive funds. It wasn't like, hey, if you were late, you didn't get the money. It was, they took it, they basically went down first come, first serve. A lot of people lost their money, ARPA funds. And,
But-
and did everything they were supposed to do.
No, but I do have, there is a contact at the National Institute of Senior Centers that is working with other senior center directors on trying to see if they can get that money or part of the money to the senior centers that didn't get it.
Now, who supports us at the legislature? That they would allow this money to be taken away, do they have a vote?
It's not like they chose Berlin to take it away.
No, they.
That's
didn't.
not how it worked. It
So,
was 50 people applied. The top 25, the first 25 that got it in, got the money. The second 25, they didn't,
They
because
changed
they got
they
less
changed
money.
the Rules midstream.
But doesn't seem fair that.
No, it doesn't. It does
It's
not.
not.
It does not, and I've voiced my opinion to the state union on aging. I said, finally, the state is giving senior centers money, which they have never done. You go to Massachusetts, every community has a formula grant, and they get so much money per senior from the state of Massachusetts. For their center, they do not just rely on their town's budget. So finally, Connecticut was doing that. And then midstream, they decided, well, we're gonna take that money we promised the senior centers. Part of
Give it to
it,
somebody
and we're
else.
gonna give it to other groups. And we didn't know about it till last minute.
But there's somebody we should be able to contact at the legislature
Your
to
state
say,
Your
legislature.
state
Yep,
legislators,
State
they-
legislators.
They knew about it.
but again, if we don't make any noise.
They
what do
knew about it though.
But I mean, we don't make.
Right,
noise.
you guys have to.
Right, Tina can call
I make
Jack
no-
and Donna as much as she wants.
They get-
But
they
if
don't
seniors
always-
also aren't calling, they're only hearing from one person.
Well, when Donna Beach and Jack Fazino come, they're gonna be here on the 20th,
Ask
I
them.
believe. You ask them.
That's Friday.
Because
Well, I wanted to know too, and I asked, where did the money go?
Right.
What groups got
she
it?
didn't know. She didn't.
Well,
know.
no, I asked the state union on aging, Claire, and she felt the same way I did, and, I don't think she could tell me where all the money went, because they took 6 million, It was a lot.
Four or six. I
yeah,
don't remember off the top of my head and I don't want to say the wrong number.
yeah.
So. Beach could help us out, suppose.
Well, you could ask Donna Beach.
Yeah.
Why did the,
You're not gonna get that money back.
But again, to be in the forefront, she must have known something like that was gonna happen.
well, you could ask her, Donna, do
Yeah.
you know?
I will ask
Yeah,
her.
talk to
Right.
her,
Yeah. Ask
And
them when
say-
they're here.
We understand this happened, where did the money go? Why did the state
Why didn't
legislator
somebody-
decide to do that, especially since it was promised to the senior centers? They could have waited until, like I said, they could have waited until after the due date, and if some centers didn't apply,
Right.
take their money. But we applied,
She's coming October 20th.
no, September,
Oh, so
that's what I would do.
That's a Friday. You sure that's a
She's coming Friday,
Friday?
yes,
Somebody's gotta work for her.
right,
Mhm.
I tried,
she's coming here.
This
Friday?
Friday.
yes,
Yes, her and Jack.
her and Jack,
God, I have to make bus transportation.
I'll
Yeah.
pick you up. Don't worry about the bus, I will pick you up. You live,
they're coming, yeah, so that.
What
the
time, what
reason-
time is she gonna be?
Yeah, because that's been on the robocall
1
that you sent
o'clock.
out, what, 2 weeks ago? I think I heard it.
Giving you the
My
chance to
sister-in-law,
ask
and I told her, I
both
said,
of
I
them
don't need
what-
to go to
what
the
they're doing for Berlin, what they're doing for the aging community. Cause I contacted,
Yeah,
like,
I'd
when
like to
we launched our lunch program, I contacted them. I said, how can you not have enough funding for elderly nutrition program?
What do they say?
They're like, well, we'll look into it, blah, 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 blah. And I said, there's a bill before the legislature to add, I don't, it was like 5 million to the elderly nutrition program. Can you look into it? Can you support it?
And what about the bathrooms, the grab bars in the bathroom? That's not gonna happen.
I could do that,
Wait, what do you need?
separately.
Grab bars in the bathroom?
Yeah, I could do that separately.
I,
I
Not
wanted to
the
run,
handicap stall, that has
That
the
has
other
it's the
stalls.
right.
oh, that's easy. I have ADA funds. I can do that.
Yeah.
Tina, let's talk tomorrow, because I have funds for that.
Those toilets are, what, 18?
They're low, oh my god.
Well,
you
that's
feel
what I
like you're sitting
wanted
on
to
the
do
ground.
with the fund,
Right,
was to renovate the bathrooms.
Yeah, but putting grab bars on, we can definitely get that
and I
done.
mean, I was thinking a toilet, is too much to ask for, but grab bars.
Yeah, but
anybody
you know,
can
they-
Now, I asked for toilets.
They should
Well, I'm
have the
happy, but I
ADA.
was-
So Jen, can you do toilets too?
I'll see what the funding is. Yeah,
Excellent.
I have ADA money each year that I can use.
Can that be a capital improvement?
No, it's not
bathroom?
enough. Well,
No,
Well, I
because
was
the-
told
I
you
wanted
had
to
have a
raise-
raised toilet.
I wanted to
do
raise
have a
toilets,
handicap
raise
system.
sinks. Automatic faucets,
I would put the whole bathroom in as
that's what I
capital.
wanted.
Yeah,
Can that be a?
ask, you gotta ask Wayne or Jeff to try to get you a ballpark quote. But yeah,
I did that.
But if they say no.
All right, let's talk tomorrow.
Okay.
You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Grab bars, I could
And
get
they
you
don't know
done.
what's in the middle place, but I'm sure
Yeah, I'll check that out too.
Jen,
Grab,
how long will that take for you to process? Get grab bars in there?
just grab bars, I could probably,
Yeah.
I mean, as long as they can, the facilities department can get them installed themselves, that shouldn't be long at all.
The toilets are too
Unless
low.
they spent my ADA money, and didn't tell me.
No, the
Right.
toilets are too.
'Cause
low.
my-
We would get toilets.
No, I would put toilets and sinks as part of a complete renovation in the
Right, yeah.
bathrooms like they did at town
Right.
hall.
Those toilets are low. I feel like you're sitting
That's
on
what I
the
was
floor.
doing.
Yeah, that I would put as a
So-
capital
So-
Well,
project.
let's
Do-
take
Especially
baby
the
steps.
Grab bars, I will put an email out tomorrow.
And then
To
I
see
will
what the
do a
fund, to
capital
see what that's gonna
improvement
cost and when it can get done.
request
Okay.
Yeah.
to do the whole bathroom,
I wanna look in the men's room too.
okay?
So we think grab bars with your funds should be able to get done within 2 months, 3 months?
Hopefully, yeah. Possibly shorter, if they can have them in stock.
By the
Spotter
by the time of our next meeting.
That's my hope. Yeah, grab bars should be pretty easy.
Thank you.
'Cause then
As long as there's,
how
as
low
long
it
as there's
is.
still ADA funding.
Then we go. Then we gotta work on the
I
toilets
have a grab bar.
and sinks.
by my
'Cause we've been looking at doing the push
Up here.
buttons at the community
I
center
never
as
tried to
well.
get up by home,
Those have
not
been a
something
godsend.
here.
Yeah, that's,
Just like that.
Debbie's like, you should do those.
Hold on, believe-
And I can't remember who paid for it.
Hold on, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
who designed those apartments.
Yeah, I have to see what those cost too.
I guess my report is next, and I have a lot to say here. I did go to the Marjorie Moore on the 19th of June. I met Maria DeMarco. I liked her. She told me nobody does, but I thought she was nice. And she did tell me that they have a new Nutmeg Credit Union, that they will do direct deposits for the senior housing, people in the senior housing, which I thought was good. Low-cost checking accounts, full-service CD rates. They're doing a lot of things for the seniors.
Where are we on the agenda?
So-
Her nine,
Community Senior Center report?
yes.
Is this
Okay.
number 9,
Wait a minute, how does this help a senior?
Barbara?
These are senior issues.
Is this senior center, community center report, or is this new business?
No, this is my senior report.
Okay, I was lost as to what this had to do with the community senior center.
Because they're doing this for the seniors at Marjorie Moore. They're doing all these things.
Okay,
for
so
banking.
we'll put it
So,
under new.
so
Okay.
New
it
business.
should be under new business.
Yeah,
Thanks. That's
definitely
just
under new.
clarifying.
Yes,
It doesn't have anything to do with our own senior
Right.
center, community center project.
Yeah, so this is under new business, which is fine.
Okay, you can put it under new business. and
so
the housing-
DeMarco is doing what?
they're
Wonderful
doing
thing.
Banking information,
Banking.
good
things
banking
Yeah,
things,
for the seniors.
good banking.
That are living in the Marjorie Moore
Nutmeg
personal
Bank,
house.
Nutmeg Bank.
Yeah, with Nutmeg, right. The Nutmeg Credit Union.
Can I ask why?
Because they're
You're
doing,
my feeling.
Yeah,
what?
What does this have to do?
why are they offering that?
Doesn't everybody have a choice to get their own bank?
No, they're doing it for the seniors to be, that they don't have to go to the senior Nutmeg housing. They're gonna make it available for them right at Marjorie Moore and right here.
What,
That's
like,
what my-
like an ATM or?
Like an ATM?
Yeah, it won't be an ATM, but they're gonna make it, I guess you have to apply, and they will make that available to you.
Ask American,
Make what available, like a bank teller?
They're not making
Bank account.
credit.
I have
So-
a credit union that was here on Chamberlain Highway.
I'm so lost.
Why would I want, you mean,
No,
this
it's not
must be for the
their
people
fault.
that can't get out and go?
Yes.
Okay, people who can't get to the
Yes,
bank,
yes,
they're gonna
that's
handle
it.
the bank.
Not everybody can go to the bank,
Thoughtful.
not everybody
Yeah.
drives.
So they're gonna have someone on site to be able to handle
to be
getting a
able
bank
to
account.
do These things.
Okay.
For the seat.
so
I thought that was a very good idea.
Maybe by appointment?
Apparently, I'm thinking wrong, but I thought that was.
I'm a
good.
little leery that
You'll find a way to
a
word it.
property management company is gonna be handling banking for their residents.
It's gonna be Nutmeg Credit Union is gonna handle.
I
it.
feel like by appointment, a nutmeg person will come to Marjorie Moore to
that's right.
handle someone wanting to
Yeah.
set up a new
But
account.
why not?
That's how I'm
That's
understanding.
Because that's who they do their banking with,
Yeah.
Right, they're getting something. for-
whatever, I mean, it's just. It's who they're familiar with, and they said, hey,
Maybe
do
they
this
made
for
the
us, and Nutmeg said,
proposal
"Sure."
and they accepted it.
Right, I find it hard that they can't fix basic things for these people next
Trying to
door,
read these
but they
minutes.
can all of a sudden provide banking.
Right, but they're not providing, they're just setting up,
They're
they're
just-
setting up an easier way.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, you wanna
Right
set up an
check,
account, you can't get to the
electronic
bank,
Transfer,
let us know, we'll bring somebody in.
it's just, for them to get their money, that's all it is.
But yeah, it's
Call us.
exactly.
Well,
It's just providing a service for them, that's what they're doing, you know? Okay, now housing, I was told back in June that all units would be rented, of course, now some of people have left, but they
The
said,
the renting over there is on a rolling
yeah.
rolling carousel or something.
And then the wait list for senior housing, he said, has been purged. And there's different incomes, of course, for Marjorie Moore and Percival Heights. But it's, you have to be eligible to be 62 years old and older. And I think when these representatives are here, we should talk about the vetting of some of the people that.
Well, we should
allow.
talk about what they decided to do with these. The kids in need place, and don't get me wrong, I am not against someone having an apartment. The two people that moved in, the younger ones, they're really nice. But there's nothing here for them. Yeah, they have an apartment, but the people around them are old.
Well, they're old, but who put them here then?
Well,
they
they
applied,
applied because they want an apartment, because
absolutely.
you can't get an apartment anywhere else.
Yeah,
They should be trying to focus on getting apartments for the younger people in groups so that they would at least have other contacts or somebody new. You know, I mean, it just does not work well. It
Well,
makes us feel that we're, because they don't want to come and sit with us at our parties.
no,
And
of
stuff,
course not.
it's,
But that's where this is where they can afford to be according to their
well,
income.
that's true. I'm not saying
You
that
know?
that's wrong. I think they need to be just a little carefuler about who they pick. The
They-
two young ones that we got, they're nice. I think we have a couple more that may be in their forties. Hasn't been really too many complaints, but
I think the commission, and I'll stop, Claire, please correct me if I'm speaking out of turn on behalf of the commission, but for the minutes, I think the commission's concern is that housing opportunities for people that are of senior age has been
Yes.
reduced
Yep.
based on their,
Statewide,
no, but I mean, again, it's our concern.
right?
And our legislators need to
Yep.
address that on a different level. Well, in that meeting, I will be in Colorado.
that's
so won't
where
be
I
there.
sort of was going when I started.
But
The truth is, yeah, you have only 30 apartments there. And we're now have about at least, I would say 5, maybe 6 apartments that are rented by people that are not senior. And the seniors in town can't get apartments because no one can get apartments if they're a
That's right.
senior anymore. Especially low income, because they're just over the rent. You cannot afford to get an apartment in some of the buildings where you'd like to go. And you're gonna wait the wait list now in most places is 2 or 3 years.
And if you're over the income, you're not gonna get here, so you're gonna have to go to one of the other places on the Berlin Turnpike or across the.
You have to go look at the other places, and
Yeah.
even those, you have to talk about the percentages of the rent. goes 30, 30, 50. I think it used to be 30, 40, 50. Now it's 30, 50, 80. And they break you up like that. And if you earn in between, and you have to look at the median. Well, the median in Berlin, supposedly, because we're in Hartford County, the median is $104,000 a year. That's the middle income of people living in this area, according to statistics.
Well, that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the median.
It sounds to me, it sounds unbelievable. I
I
made $50,000 when I retired, and that was the most money I'd ever seen in my life.
understand that.
And
How
what,
many years have you been retired?
20.
and what kind of housing are
why-
you gonna get for?
I mean, who would expect it to go up that fast?
20 years?
It's the economy.
50,000? That's not, I mean, unfortunately. That's
The way the
that's a
economy.
fact. I
You
mean,
got kids graduating college earning 60 grand right off the bat.
Yeah, but that's not the seniors.
Right, I understand,
Years ago.
but that's where
seniors
the
did not
median
make-
is coming from.
I know.
You have to look at
They didn't
everybody.
Make that money years ago.
I know,
you
you
know.
gotta look at them, everybody.
Well, I mean,
Why it's a
it's,
median.
it's history. We're not gonna change that. But 110,000 median income for this area is not,
That sounds,
it's only gonna go up. It's not gonna go down.
yeah,
That's the problem. So,
Then they need to work on changing the list,
well, I
the way
mean,
the figures are used.
the whole formula needs to be.
Yes,
but
and how.
That's
they're
not something we're
determined.
gonna do with this committee.
No,
Right.
No,
we're talking about things we can't
maybe that's
control.
something we could suggest to our representatives.
Yes, that would probably be a good
Yeah.
point to bring up. The
Okay.
representative.
Yes,
Health Department.
Who's gonna
okay, I
say
have
that?
other
Right.
things too.
Okay.
Let's see, senior is. We had those two ladies that came here from that disability. They were very good. I was glad that they were here. I talked to Joe Bajorski about, we went to the meeting, the council meeting, and the Vista developer made it sound like they were gonna develop senior housing in a month. Didn't he make that sound? Well, they met with Joe Bajorski, and now they want his input. And he said that he's still working on his own private housing, but they need, they don't want to build senior housing. They only want to build low income housing. Low income is not income for senior citizens. I mean, see, not with what we have.
No,
here.
you're right.
Right, low income is all inclusive,
Yeah.
correct,
It's what?
it's all inclusive,
Yes.
But
correct.
they have,
what
but they
it's
have
called
to
now.
because the federal
So it's what, it
definitions are changing. So in
Cor-
order to get
correct.
federal funding, it has to be low income.
has to be
not
open to
senior
everyone,
housing.
That's
correct.
exactly what he said to
Right.
me.
Yep.
He says, do not, he says, if you're thinking that you're gonna get senior housing, he said, you're wrong.
These are gone.
Yeah.
Because he said they're not gonna do.
It's all gonna be all
Another
inclusive, low
kind
income.
of, and they did away with an elderly subsidy housing for housing, an elderly subsidy. They did away with that years ago. He said they need to bring that back. That's another thing we can ask those representatives, elderly subsidy. And he's,
Maybe that's why we're not getting any money out of our place.
what?
Does that mean taxes for the elderly? For some
Rates.
towns,
Tax breaks.
yeah, tax breaks for the elderly,
The subsidies. Yeah.
subsidies.
But, well, the tax breaks,
Tax
town
relief.
tax breaks are town by town, so that's. That's the town who needs to make that decision to give a tax break for
So who do we go to?
town council.
Town council and board of finance.
But he was talking about the state doing elderly, subsidizing elderly.
Yeah, that's something you can ask
Maybe
Donna
that's
and
what we
Jack
have.
about, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about the town. Because I know the town gives some of the seniors a break.
I don't think so.
I think the break is so when they pay their
it's not from the town though.
that's
It's from the Office of Policy and Management to the state of Connecticut. Tax relief program
the
for
tax.
homeowners and for
Yeah,
renters.
that's right. That's from the, that's from the
It's
state.
not, yeah, it's not from the town.
Yeah,
It's from the
that's true.
state.
And that's what he said. We were talking about state
Yeah, it's from the state.
programs, you know? Okay, and he said. And the contractors that he has, and that was when we went to this meeting of the council. they made it sound like they do projects in other towns. He didn't say that they would not do senior housing. He just said they would do low income housing.
But again, that's what we have to take. We have to take it and get the seniors in there.
Right.
So yes, what we want, we're not gonna get, but if we build that and we get the seniors in.
And they did ask Joe for his plans, but he said he would give them the plan, but he's paid for the plan. So they would have, and they wanna go from 50 units to, they wanna go from 52 units to 80 units.
80, yeah, Lisa said they said that.
So that would be a big difference for that personal housing,
But we two stories, right?
2
Two
stories.
stories.
Yeah. So I think that, he has been trying to work with them, and I think it's good that he does work with them, but he's still trying to work on his own also. Because you can see that this program that we thought was gonna be, like, the mayor made it sound like it was a done deal. It's not a done deal.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Okay, and I had one other thing that I wanna revisit. Oh, this will be under old business. Okay, my report is done. Oh, yeah, my report is done. Is there any old business to come before the town? Before the meeting?
Can we just clarify, I don't know if it's in our minutes, but that the town council is gonna have the Y do the presentation on what date and time?
We believe October 1st. Kate hasn't had confirmation
October
yet.
1st.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mayor wanted them, tomorrow, but they weren't able to come. I don't know for sure if they're coming on October 1st. I
And
believe.
have a Question about that?
Hmm.
I'm confused about some things, probably a lot of them. What the town is doing, they're listening to a presentation. Now, once they get that presentation, they can't just say, yeah, we like this and take it,
I don't know.
right? Or do they?
I don't know.
I mean, well, that's.
Anything,
Is
anything,
this
and
gonna
that's
be a done
something,
Deal if they decide they like it. and
that's
then we
something
just
you
don't
can
even get a
ask,
chance
you
to-
can ask at the town council meeting. I do know that per the town charter, anything that costs over $5 million has to go out, 5 million? Has to go out to bid to, has to go out to referendum for residents to vote on. But if
This
the,
isn't costing, this isn't costing us anything.
if the
We're
Y
giving
is,
away our land.
right, if the Y, if a deal is made with the Y to come in, I'm sure the mayor wants, because the mayor has talked about coming here and explaining this, what the options are and everything and getting more senior feedback, but if it doesn't cost anything, it doesn't legally have to go out to referendum.
But isn't the land has value? Wouldn't he have to
No,
ask the
he
residents?
would lease them, he would lease it,
Oh, you leased it.
Yeah.
For $1 a year.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
releasing it.
but that's,
All right, and here's my other question.
I would first go and see what the presentation is. I don't believe the mayor has mentioned coming back to the senior center to get senior feedback. So he said that publicly at a meeting that he wants to do that, so.
So this presentation is October 1st, where?
It's
Tentatively,
tentatively October 1st at the town council meeting. That's a Tuesday, right?
Yes.
yes.
Where do people hear what the meeting is gonna be about, or if there is a meeting? There's
It's on
The
a
agenda,
lot
the agendas are posted on the town website.
on website.
Yes, this agenda is not posted yet, which is why we can't have confirmation that the Y is coming. I know that originally the Y was gonna come tomorrow night, but they were unable to.
All right, and here's another question.
Yes.
If we lease the land to them, who's going to be paying for the services for plowing, street repair,
That's a town council question.
signage?
Tina and I don't have that answer.
Kind
It's
of,
interesting
what kind
thought.
of signage?
Well, you're gonna have to put signs out when, once you go to build it, there's gotta be
That's
things.
That-
part of the construction.
Yeah, that would
But like-
fall on the Y doing
As
the
far as maintenance,
construction.
They're leasing it from the town, most likely unless so the town owns the building, so capital. thinks-
No, the town owns the land.
The lane.
They would
Right,
lease the land.
right.
Why?
Right, so, no,
Supposedly.
no, the
If it
town
was
owns the
part of the
land,
Y.
the Y owns the building. So the Y would be responsible for the building until they turn it over to the town at some point in time,
Right.
100 years from now, or when they don't want to run it.
So they would do the lawns and the plowing and stuff and they.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The Y would have.
just like their building in Meriden.
Okay, so this presentation, October 1st, is gonna be the Y is presenting to the council what they want to do with that land. Am I-
That is all I know is that the mayor has asked that the Y come present what their plan would be for a community senior center in the town of Berlin. I don't know that land has been discussed. I don't know what details have been discussed.
How
We
will
can't make
this-
a decision then. That. The day that they come and make.
I don't
a-
believe they would.
No.
I don't,
Making-
I don't
we
believe he
have to
would.
Go to referendum to
No.
do that.
No,
Spend
only if,
that kind of
only
money,
if it
right?
costs 5 million.
Right.
If they lease the land to the Y for $1 a year, it doesn't cost the town anything. So, but like I said, the mayor has stated publicly about this, that he plans to come back and get senior centers feedback.
Scott,
He's not gonna,
What publicity is this presentation gonna get so that people can be there and voice their opinion?
I will let Donna know, Tina will let you know as the two commissions involved, and it'll be on the town agenda. Town council
Even
agenda.
Voting doesn't get any publicity in the
And
state.
if they have those people there, we should be able to ask them some questions, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
That's something you'd have to ask the town council at audience of you'd have to go up at audience of
I mean, we're
citizens
just gonna
before they
sit
do
there
their
and
presentation.
we Can't even ask anything, that's up.
How can we ask an audience of citizens when we?
You
don't
would
even
have,
know
no,
what
you
they're
would
gonna
go, you would
present?
go up at audience of citizens and say, I think it's important that we are able to ask the why questions. We understand they have to do their presentation first, so we would like to ask you, the mayor, that we can ask questions during or after their presentation.
Well,
But
when
you
go
have
in,
to-
They always ask you if you're gonna wanna talk, or usually they'll ask
Yeah,
you, are you
right.
talking or asking?
But she's saying at that time, that's when you ask,
Yeah.
can we ask questions
we ask
after the
questions? Yeah.
presentation?
Right.
I think that should be open for questions.
Yeah,
Well,
then you have to
hopefully-
go up at audience of citizens and request that.
Yeah.
And town council will have to decide if they're gonna do that.
I didn't realize that was a procedure. I thought once you signed up for audience of citizens, you had to speak at the beginning.
Well, you do.
You do, but
And
you're
we're
asking,
You're gonna ask for an exception that.
Right.
the Council allows the audience of citizens to speak after. the
we have had
presentation.
Parks and Recreation Commission meetings where someone has come to talk about something later on the agenda. That's up to Donna as the chairperson to, if she's going to allow them to speak later in the agenda.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for,
Right.
I do have old business. Is there any old business?
Nope.
You just said you.
I have something, yes. I want to revisit the out of town fees for people that come here to do programs out of town. I know it's $48 a year now. And I did have someone looking into other towns and she never got to me today. But, I just think $48 is a lot of money
For a year.
for a year, but I think it's a lot of money if a
So
person comes once.
before we get into a very lengthy conversation, let me just explain what the process is. The town has a Town of Berlin fee schedule that is approved every January or February at the council meeting. Commissions are asked to take the fees that they have in the fee schedule, which this is included in the Town of Berlin fee schedule, to their commissions in October and November to vote on what they want to push forward for the town council to approve at a Town of Berlin fee schedule. On November 20th, at your commission meeting, you guys voted.
On November 23rd.
Grandfather and anybody that's currently there to raise.
And as of July 1st, anybody new would be $40. It also, $48. It also says that Senior Center Director Doyle has checked with other senior centers in Connecticut, and the fee ranges between $25 and $50 per year. And you guys voted and it was 4-1. So typically what happens is the fees are discussed at every November Commission for the Aging meeting and voted on then for submission to town council for the February meeting. So you can discuss it now, but it was already discussed and approved in November to go to the 48.
I just want you to know that I've heard people that now are not coming because they're not,
Who did you hear that from?
like, I don't have to say that.
No, you don't, but just
But
how
you
many
gotta
are we
put some
talking?
weight behind
How
it.
many people? Oh, really?
Well, we only have maybe 2 or 3 people that come from out of town.
No,
that belong
Barbara.
To my committee.
No, we do
my-
not. We have more than that. That's why I wish.
But
you'd
the
come to
two or
me.
three people come to me, I'm not saying that we have,
Right,
I
it's
don't
because
know
two
how many
ladies
we have.
joined, cause I'm getting a little upset about this, because there's more than two people or three that are non-residents. I have much more than that,
I know that,
okay,
I'm not
and
saying
it's
there's only
because two
or three.
ladies wanna play setback, and they got upset. And so then ladies that had no business about it brought it up, because they came to me too, and I tried to explain to them. These ladies are coming from out of town, and they are benefiting from our services, our supplies. I said, if you
Our
think
tax
about it,
dollars,
what?
our tax dollars.
Not paying any tax.
Right,
Right.
and I said,
Town.
they come to play setback, okay? If you think about it, they pay $4 a month. That's $1 every Monday
For setback.
for setback. And they're getting whatever we're providing them for setback. $1, I mean. If I charge them a fee to even just come to play setback, it would be more than $1.
But it's $48 a year, they're not giving you $1 a month.
It's $4
or
a
$1
month.
a week.
It's
$4 a month.
$4 a month, but they play for 30 weeks. Setback,
I don't know.
and
I
then they
just-
can benefit
Why-
from
why-
all the other
Why
programs.
do they think it's unfair?
Right,
They think it's unfair because other towns are charging other people, out of town people less.
And why don't they go to those other towns?
Well, I didn't ask them
Well,
that.
that's the
They
question.
wanna come here.
Right.
they
But,
like
but,
it.
so it's called supply and demand.
Right.
If people wanna come here, this is the cost. If they don't like the cost, they can absolutely go anyplace else they want to. But they choose to come here for reasons.
Yeah.
And there's a value to that we have to show the residents that you get this because you live in Berlin. If you don't live in Berlin, you don't get the same benefits as living in Berlin. That we have to start that more and more, especially with people that have limited income. If they're in town, we want to give them a bigger break. We don't want to say, sorry, we're going to charge everyone the same amount because we can't afford to run it otherwise. So the little extra we get from non-residents helps offset our residents' fees.
And this is the same point that Roger made in the November meeting.
That's right. We
And
talked about this
yeah.
and I just wanted to revisit it because it was brought up to me again.
Right,
So
but if it was,
Right,
if it was
but-
10 people or 50 people, okay. Two women that aren't happy that they have to pay $48 a year.
but they didn't even pay $48,
Okay,
because they got charged incorrectly, and they only paid 36. So, and if you think about it, they joined in September. So
it's
30,
prorated, right?
so, right, so it's prorated.
Yeah.
So they paid the right amount,
what do you mean that they only paid 36?
because they joined in September, I don't charge them for July or August. So from September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June,
10 months.
right?
I don't know. I just feel like for seniors, we should be doing more and not less.
Yeah.
For our residents.
We are.
Our residents.
Right, for our
For our
taxpayers.
taxpayers.
They're out of town people, but they're still coming here because they enjoy coming here.
For
Absolutely.
$4
So-
a month. For
Well, why
four,
We're not
for
turning them
$4 a
away.
month. We're not turning anyone away for
Not
$4 a
turning them
month.
away.
No, you're not turning, maybe not, you're not outwardly turning them away, but some people won't come because of that.
And if they chose to go to 4 other activities, that drops the cost even more.
Right,
that they're
right.
paying.
Right.
We had a lady from our weaving group a while back that stopped coming because she was out of town, she lived in Newington. And she said, I'm not coming there to pay that, and at that time it was what, $36? And she.
But that's her
stopped
choice to only come to weaving. She could come to numerous other activities. She chose to only come
Right,
to
and
one
I also
activity.
spoke to her, Barb. See, you don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes. I also spoke to her and talked to her and said, was it a financial reason? If it was, then I would find
coming.
the
And
money
did
to
she say
cover her
yes?
membership, but it wasn't. It wasn't that. She just didn't wanna pay the money, the $36.
Well, then to me, that's a financial reason. If she doesn't wanna pay that, she's
No,
not
it
gonna
is-
tell you why.
No, financial reason is that they
Can't
can't
afford it.
afford it.
Right. And that was stated in the minutes that Tina even said, if
She
someone
can't.
cannot afford it, she would find a way
Right.
to make
You
it
have-
work.
If those ladies cannot afford it, tell them they can go to talk to Tina. and explain that they cannot
I
afford it.
did say that to
Alright,
them.
but
And
They-
we will reach out to our social and youth service department who has income eligibility for other things, and we would go through that application process.
No, they're not.
Well,
They're
but-
not gonna be saying to Tina, I can't afford this. And that's just how I feel. I felt like I had to get it out there,
Alright.
so.
That's fine.
Got it out,
But-
yep.
So
but-
now-
I made my point.
And you
Right.
can say
but
it
we
again in
have to put
November.
value on what we do here. For it to matter, we have to put value on. And to me, so if, this is another example. We have non-resident members and we have resident members. So now we don't charge non-residents. They can join as many non-residents. And now we have signups for programs and they're limited. And what if that sign up fills up with non-residents? And now the residents can't get in. And now they're pissed
That
because
happened with Parks and Recreation
I'm
last
a
year.
resident, but your whole list is non-residents.
Well, they're a member, so they
Right,
have the
they're a
same
member,
rights.
so there's no value. You also gotta see it that way too.
Tina, do you have any indication of how many new out of town residents we've picked up since July first?
I could tell you, but I don't have it
All
here
right,
now.
if you could get,
Yeah.
But
If
we
we
do
could-
have out of town people.
Yes, we do,
Yeah.
we
so,
do.
so.
I'd be
if you-
curious how many after July first and how many in total.
Right, so
Yeah.
if you could give us that as part of your report,
Yes, I
as
will.
far as membership, breaking it down,
Right.
as far as resident, non-resident, and new,
Yeah.
both resident, non-resident. For the last.
I could do renewals
Sure,
and I could do new.
that'd be perfect.
Because the renewals, would they pay the
They're-
$48?
No,
they
they're
pay
paying 36. You guys voted to grandfather them in.
Because most of them have been with us years and they keep coming back.
It's just new people as of July first, 2024.
They pay the $48.
Mhm.
Right, and they can, if you think about it, they can. So they complain about it, then I take away the fee, and then all of a sudden, now they're coming to all the other programs. And they're now getting, the
I'm
value
not
more.
saying you should take away the fee. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I think $48 is a lot.
What do you think we
I
should
thought
charge?
$36 was okay.
They paid 36.
I know, but anybody else coming in would be paying 48.
No, they wouldn't, because I
Prorate.
prorate it. It's prorated
Only people that are gonna be paying 48 is anybody who signs up July 1st.
July first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The people that are signing up July 1st.
Well, July first is passed, August is passed, we're now in
Has
September.
anybody signed up after July 1st?
Yeah.
Did
Those
they pay the
ladies.
$48?
Oh, they paid 36.
No, they
They
paid
paid
36 because
36.
they're only paying for 10 months because they didn't join until September. We can have this conversation again at the
Yeah, I
November
think
meeting
36
and
is
we'll take another
okay.
vote.
$48 I feel is, I think for seniors, I think we should do as much as we can for. seniors.
Resident seniors, I absolutely agree with you.
I do feel that. And I feel like senior is a senior, whether they're a resident or not. You want them to feel welcome. I mean, if we have programs that they
Well,
like knitting or weaving or
She
stuff
has
like
to
that, they want
balance
to.
that against her expenses. She does not have an unlimited budget here.
I know.
We don't get much.
And like she
More
said, there
space.
has to be value to what you're
Right.
getting here. That's the
And you have
biggest
to-
thing.
and those centers that are not supposed to be charging or. There's many centers that don't take any non-residents. They only take from their. I can tell.
There's
you.
also centers that
There's
will
also
charge
centers
for
that
activities.
Maybe they charge $10 a year, but then they charge for every activity.
Yep.
And we have extra things that we have to
No,
pay.
no, Barbara, I'm saying every
Yeah.
activity,
Anything you sign up for, you're paying a
You're paying.
registration.
right?
Well, it's interesting to see.
The only thing that the folks pay for here is their lunch. And if they can't,
Specialty
and
program.
if they can't pay. It could be subsidized, they pay for classes,
Well, that's understandable.
exercise classes.
Yeah.
And that is $4, which is unheard of. Because you go to other park and recs, they're charging a lot more per class.
Mhm.
They don't pay for anything else. They don't pay for you don't pay for any entertainment programs. We had the pouring paint thing, I covered the cost on. I didn't charge any,
Whereas some centers will charge $5 to do an art.
right,
exhibition.
exactly.
Well,
There were
I-
centers that got let day old bagels and they were selling the bagels. And we give them out. So there's a lot of things that go. into it.
I think it's important when people come to us and say, you know, it's unfair, or it's too high, or it's too
Right.
expensive. The questions we need to ask is, where else have you looked? Why do you choose to come here?
Right.
And what do you think is a reasonable amount? Because I think a reasonable amount for somebody might be unreasonable to us, or it might be $2 less than what we're charging. It may not be that big a difference.
Right.
I mean, and to make sure we point out, look, it's prorated, so if you're signing up now, you're not paying 48, you're paying
Right.
for the number of months you have.
And it's important to know how many people are feeling this way, because like you said, if Tina's got 100 non-residents and only 2 of them are speaking up, you have to look at the majority there.
And what I'm saying is you don't want people to not come because of that, you know?
But you
But
do,
anyway, I wanted that to be noted, that was,
It's noted.
yeah, okay. Is there any new business before the meeting? No new business?
Now, we put your
Okay.
report on.
Then we have a motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion,
Who makes the motion? Roger motion?
Motion.
Second?
Make a motion, turn.
second.
Dan
Okay,
seconds.
very good, thank you.
All in favor of adjourning?
In favor
Aye.
Thank you.
of
You actually
adjourning?
don't need a
For adjournment?
vote to adjourn.